she said.
Do we have any more Mega Man stuff?
Yeah, we have a gold one.
Get it.
Go get the gold Mega Man.
Yeah, let's go.
We're rolling. Come on.
We're rolling, so we got to get going.
Let's go.
I get paid by the hour, so the longer that you guys take.
Okay, and this is Up Down.
This is Up, Down, Left, Right. I'm Charles.
I'm Mike.
I'm Jeff.
He couldn't be here today.
Well, yeah, we got rid of Jeff. We're still looking for his replacement, but today we're talking Mega Man.
Choo choo.
Trying to think of good Mega Man villains. Proto Man.
Proto Man's
sometimes
cool. He's just got the sword.
I couldn't find it.
What good are you?
I'm pretty sure that was just you being lazy.
Yeah, you didn't look. I think you're afraid we're talking and doing this without you, that you had to come back. You're like, damn it, I got to get back there.
No, I just
Yeah,
couldn't
yeah, I
find
did.
it.
No, that's what
he went into his room. He's like, where's it?
What to do, what to do, what to do. So worried about it. See, we missed you last week. We didn't have anything to play off of each other because,
Because both of us are, like, we don't want to insult each other.
yeah.
Yeah, so you need the one person to insult, right?
Yeah. Well, that's why we want other guests. If you want to be a guest on the show, just let us know. Hit us up and comment down below. We'll have to do a background check, obviously, but we can't just let anybody in.
It's a pretty strict background check.
Yeah.
Better than the TSA.
Yeah, a lot better.
Okay.
All right,
For real. Welcome to Up, Down, Left, Right, your video game podcast. I'm Charles.
I'm Mike.
I'm Jeff.
And today we're talking Mega Man.
Mega Man. Heck yeah, the little blue awesome man.
The Blue Bomber.
The blue bomber.
The Blue Bomber.
What was his
Why?
name?
Why do they call him the Blue Bomber? He doesn't use bombs at all. He uses
Well, depending on
No.
the bad guy he gets, he can.
Yeah.
Yeah, but his natural ability is not to use bombs. It's a proton cannon or whatever on his arm.
Yeah. Not a photon cannon?
Photon. It's a photon
Photon
cannon.
cannon?
No, I don't know.
Yeah, I like Mega Man. The earlier ones are really hard to play though. Yeah, there's a pattern to play them. I remember playing it with a friend at a local bar, and they had a console.
Lie. He doesn't have friends.
Yeah,
That's true. I don't. I have very few.
Bar's
But-
true, though.
Yeah, the bar's true. So with me and Hank the Bum, we were playing on so we were playing. I remember I forget which level I picked, but he's like, you're doing that one first. I go, yeah. He goes, you realize there's an easier route. You defeat certain villains
Right.
a certain way, an easier way. You can defeat them a different way, but it makes it just a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, you don't go in order on those games. Like you don't really start from one and then just move down the line. Like there's a certain way to beat it that makes it a lot easier.
Right. So but the first one, all the old Mega Mans were really hard.
Well,
They were pretty hard, I thought.
they were almost based off of muscle memory. You play those levels over and over again, but you also got to think on the NES when they were released, you didn't have a lot of storage space. So the way to make a game last was to make it super hard.
Right.
That was the only way to be
And
able
no
to...
saves.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, no saves at all.
Yeah, so you had to start at the beginning every time, and then...
New generation, be so happy we have memory cards and all that stuff, and we can save everything. Unlimited continues.
They have the autosave now.
Yeah, autosave.
Yeah,
So
the
it's like-
NES Classic has... which Mega Man does it have on there? Mega Man 2?
I think so.
I can't remember, but Jeff got an NES Classic and I was playing it, and it was awesome because you could save. And so if you beat a boss, you could save it, and then you could go back, like you could keep going back to that until you beat the next boss on perfect, and then save it, and then just keep doing that.
Man, that would have been so nice back in the day.
Oh yeah.
But, oh gosh.
Keeping the system on
Right.
all day when you had to go do
But
something.
you don't miss the days of Game Genie and cheat codes and stuff
Game Shark.
Game Shark in order to get all unlimited lives.
Yeah,
and
I miss cheat codes a little bit.
I thought it was fun, especially if you could put them in right.
You're right. Well, we need some good... I feel like games nowadays are missing like the good cheat codes too.
Well, they still have cheat codes, but they implement it, meaning like a lot like a GoldenEye, how you play the game, you beat a level at at a certain time limit or whatever, and you unlock those cheats, and all you do is go through the options and activate it.
Yeah. Well, it seems like more modern games that what would have been an unlockable or a cheat code is now DLC.
No.
I don't think so.
I don't know. That's what it seems to me.
But I do agree in the fact that I don't see actual like cheat codes anymore. Like if you go on IGN.com, or I don't know if it's still there, but there used to be a website called Cheat Code Central. So it's ccc.net or something like that. I don't think it's there anymore, but
It's still there.
Do you
It just tells you how to play the levels.
Do you
Right.
remember you were trying to get on that and you put the wrong website and it brought you to like some porn site?
Oh yeah, yeah. The internet is such a great tool. It
Like
just-
you're an innocent kid trying to find
yeah.
video game cheat codes and you find porn.
And you're like, what? I wasn't even looking for this. And then you get in trouble at home, and it's dial-up, so it costs you even more money. You're like, what the F? Junk. But yeah, no, nowadays cheat codes, there's no cheat codes anymore. It's just like walkthroughs, like Jeff said. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
you can unlock this character by doing this, but there's no more like, oh, hold start, select A, B, or hit this kind of button mashing code, and you'll get this.
Yeah.
You know? I think the last console to really do that was N64. I think, if they even did it.
I don't know. Maybe they did some of that on the GameCube. I have no clue.
I just
I skipped the GameCube.
Yeah.
I mean, growing up, I was always we were Nintendo kids, like so we
Right.
always played Nintendo. But after N64, we kind of jumped from N64 to the PlayStation.
Right.
I think it was Grand Theft Auto that was the real last one that did it.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Going back to Mega Man though, the first time I played Mega Man was on the Game Boy. Mom and Dad got us the each of us a different color Game Boy for Christmas, and mine came with Mega Man, and it was
Right.
awesome. I remember playing that over and over again.
I thought that was such bull. You got Mega Man, and I got Stargate. I got the Stargate game,
It's so funny.
and I was like, "Oh, Charlie got Mega Man. What the Stargate?" And you had to like, it was like a puzzle game,
Sucks to suck.
and I think my parents thought it was like Stargate, like the movie. Which when I saw the cover, I was like, "Oh, sweet, Stargate the movie." No, it was just a puzzle game. It was like, this is a bunch of.
It was a
bullshit.
ripoff of Tetris too.
Yeah, it was stupid.
It was so
That
funny.
is horrible. I played it just in spite because I was like, well, maybe there are levels. No, that's all it was.
Yeah.
It's like a Tetris
I
thing.
think I got Kirby,
Yeah, you got Kirby's Dream
which
Land
was
too.
awesome.
Yeah.
With the animals. That was
Yeah.
cool too. I was like, what the junk? These two got. And then Krista got Tetris, which I didn't care.
Did she get Tetris?
I thought so.
I thought maybe
'Cause
it's
it came with
Tetris
a
or
game.
Aladdin or something, but
Oh, maybe it was Aladdin. You're right. Either way, I got the shitty one.
yeah, that was so funny.
Crap. We still need to do an episode on bad parent.
Oh
video
yeah,
games.
Christmas is coming up. We're gonna do parents that try hard but miss the
Fail.
mark.
They fail
Yeah.
miserably.
But
But maybe we can help them out.
We could.
yeah, Game Boy Mega Man was my first experience with it. But I think my all-time favorite Mega Man games were the Mega Man Legends series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mega Man
Yes.
Legends and Mega Man Legends 2 were awesome, and
Yeah.
I beat both of those games, and the second one was definitely harder, but
Right.
they were so
You think
good.
so? I thought the first one was harder.
I don't
Actually,
know.
no, you're right. You're right. The second
That
one.
frog was really hard to beat. The boss, the frog boss, he kept on eating the flies.
Yeah.
In the second one,
that one's
regenerate his health.
easy.
No.
You know what's hard on the second one? The last boss.
Yeah.
Because I had to grind and grind at the very end just to get like everything maxed out, and then I had a glimmer of hope of getting. And then I had to get extra life packs. So like
Oh,
when
yeah.
I ran out, I refilled my
Oh,
life,
yeah.
and I was like, that was just, you couldn't dodge anything because once you got past a certain point, the level like opened up, and like no matter where you stood, you were gonna get hit even if you ran everywhere. But yeah, I love the Mega Man Legends game.
Well,
I
I
downloaded them. They're on the PlayStation Network, and I downloaded them
onto the Vita.
Onto my Vita, yeah.
Well, and this is I want to take a couple steps back on this because some people might not know what that Mega Man Legends series is. and it took place in the year 20XX, and you played Mega Man, this was an RPG version of Mega Man, so it was 3D. It was a 3D environment, open world. The second game was a lot bigger than the first game, and you traveled to a lot more, like a bunch of different islands and stuff in the second game. And in the first one, you pretty much hung out on this one island, and it was still pretty big. Like you had a city and different outskirts of this island.
Yeah.
And you as Mega Man, you worked with Roll and her grandpa, who were both humans in this, and you would go into these like dungeon areas to find rare items, and I forget what the
Reaver bots.
You fought Reaver bots,
and you got Zinni, the currency.
You were looking for the big power shards in each one.
Yeah. And Mega Man throughout the game, it's an RPG, so you could upgrade Mega Man, you could find new weapons, you got to do all these awesome things.
You could get I was so excited when you got the helmet. I was like, got a helmet. You could wear it or not wear it.
Right.
I thought that was cool.
Yeah, and you had, you started off with a fairly bare bones Mega Man, but as you kept going, like he started looking like the Mega Man you normally see him as. But then you also, in replacement of him absorbing people's powers, you could make new weapons for him,
Mm-hmm.
and so it was an awesome game. It was real in depth, and they were supposed to make a third one that was going to come out for the 3DS, and then Capcom canceled it because
and they actually had a working game.
Yeah,
like
they had
a working game in progress.
Well, they were gonna release as a promo for the game. They were gonna release this free download on the eShop, and they had that working while they were working on the game, and it was so that people could. I mean, I think it was kind of like a bigger version of what they do with the Pokemon games now when they release demos.
Right.
But like this was supposed to be its own separate adventure away from the main game, and then it was supposed to lead you into the main game.
Right.
That'd be cool.
I saw the footage of it, and I was like, oh, this about time. This is going to be awesome. And it's a great handheld game. It's a great console game, too, like on your TV. But I felt it was more, just because it's Mega Man, because we grew up on it on the Game Boy, I felt it was his most appropriate on a handheld system.
Right.
And so to see a third one, I was like, oh, this is going to be awesome. I wish they would just bring it back and just release it, and they do that.
Oh, I know.
Because they only had like 3 installments of the Megaman Legends type of series. They had 1 and 2, and then they had another one that was
Tron, The Adventures of Tron.
Adventures of Tron, and I never played that one. I'm gonna get that.
Yeah, I never played that one. I kind of missed that one, but it didn't really have Mega Man in the game. I think he showed up as an old version of him showed up in the game.
Yeah,
is what I read, but really it followed Tron Bonne in the Mega Man Legends series is one of the villains, and so you fight the Bonne family throughout the game, and you try and thwart them from taking items that you need.
And the Tron family is pretty much like Team Rocket, if you would,
because
they always screw up or something, and they're like, "Oh, you did it again," and they blow up and fly away.
Yeah, and their little minions, their like serve bots or whatever, show up a little bit as like
Miss Tron, you're naked.
I liked in the first one where if you beat up the minions and you just kept on kicking them,
they cry.
No, Mega Man will eventually start turning darker.
Yeah,
and darker.
That was the funny thing. Yeah, if Mega Man started doing bad things, his armor would start getting darker and darker, and it would just become this like really dark blue. And then I think if you did good things, it got lighter.
Yeah, it was a great game. I loved it. Again, I downloaded it on my Vita so I could play it on the go.
Yeah.
I hope they release it for the Switch. That'd be pretty cool.
That would be amazing. Yeah. But I mean, I don't know.
It was originally a Sony game, but then again, they had Mega Man Legends 64.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
for the N64, so I couldn't see why not. They might even put it on because they're gonna release a Nintendo N64 Classic to go along with that series. So you got the NES, the Super Nintendo, and now they're gonna do an N64. So I imagine it'll be on that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how popular it was for the 64 because I mean, one of the things that got Mega Man Legends 3 canceled was Capcom said that Mega Man doesn't have a big enough following and a big enough support system. And so we haven't really seen a Mega Man game for a couple years now.
Yeah.
Well, they re-released the Mega Man game for the 3DS.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
You got the Mega Man Legacy Collection that got re-released.
Right.
And then one of the big developers, I always forget his name, that worked on the Mega Man games. He was like, I mean, they usually went hand in hand. He
Right.
left Capcom to make Mighty Number 9.
Right, which is Mega Man.
Which was it was a Mega Man ripoff, but
Right.
it really didn't. I don't know. It was weird because it didn't hit the same marks and the same feelings that Mega Man had. It was almost. I mean, it was like a poor knockoff of Mega Man. Like,
Right.
I mean, it was okay, but
Right.
it just wasn't quite on
Right.
par.
And I think it's funny they say that demographics, like the popularity of Mega Man, isn't justifiable enough to release this game, because how are you going to know that if you keep releasing the old stuff, you know, and you're not, and you don't continue with that new track? Like they came out with Mega Man Legends, and then the later versions they came out with, they went back to the old format, just cleaner graphics.
Yeah.
Like they had Mega Man Zero X and all this stuff, and like
Which
they were fun.
I loved the Mega Man Zero series.
Yeah,
and the
they were.
Mega Man
It was
X
great,
series.
but again, they reverted back to that side scroller two dimensional. They just stopped doing a 3-dimensional game, which is I think is ridiculous.
I mean, at the same time as you had those, you had the Battle Network series,
Right.
And then I have the first game of the what they called the spiritual successor of the Battle Network series, which was it was a really similar gameplay. They were on the 3DS, or it was on the DS, and you played. Gosh, I can't remember what the name of the game is now. I might have to look it up real quick, but it was a really similar system to Battle Network, but instead of having the 12x3 grid that Battle Network is on, Mega Man could only move on a 1x3 grid back and forth, and so it kind of dwarfed the gameplay, and it was kind of fun, and it kind of reminded you of Battle Network, but it just wasn't as good because of that, like, dwarfing the movement and kind of the way that you could battle in that game.
Right.
Well, I think if they made a Mega Man Legends 3 and released it on the PS4, it would do awesome.
Oh, I think
people
agree.
would just buy it.
I totally agree, because you remember with Smash Brothers for the 3DS, and even the Wii U, when they released that, and then they announced Mega Man was going to be on there. This Mega Man in particular, people were freaking out. They were super excited. So to say there's no market for it, or give me a break. People will buy it. I think the fact that not many people, especially newer generations, don't know what Mega Man Legends is, or
but
some people forget about it. But if you brought it back with cleaner graphics and a third one, oh man, I think it'd sell like crazy, especially for the Switch.
I think if they made another Legends game, it would sell.
Yeah, I think so too.
Like you just do a little trailer, it would sell.
It would be crazy.
Yeah, they were really.
I think they're just making up excuses, just like back to Star Wars. They're just making up excuses not to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Capcom has all their other series, and then, you know, they're licensing Mega Man out. Like, you have the Marvel versus Capcom games that he shows up in, and then he was in the the last Super Smash Brothers game, which was awesome. And
that's what we just said. Yeah.
They
Thanks for
like
coming to the
no. I'm just saying, like,
echo.
you know, they're probably making a little money off of him by licensing him out to these other games.
Right.
And so you're minimizing the risk of, instead of having to develop a whole game around him.
Yeah.
You get to make a little money, and somebody else takes the risk.
Yeah.
And you know,
Bleh. You know
Smash
what I hear?
Brothers is an established
You know what?
series.
I hear
and-
blah 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 blah.
We just need to make the game.
Yeah, we need to.
Yeah.
We need to become
well,
coders.
that's what the you know, they tried to do with Mighty Number 9, and it didn't turn out so great. But
well, again, they probably ran into a lot of copyright issues, because that you can't do exactly the same thing. You have to make it just different enough to get away with it.
Right.
So, yeah, they were probably too busy avoiding lawsuits. But I would love to see a Mega Man Legends game. That would be awesome. Another one.
Even
just a re-release of the one they have now and just clean the graphics up dramatically. Just
well,
put on a newer.
Yeah, I don't know if it was a finished game. I would love to see that demo that they said was finished. That would be awesome. Just to let people. I mean, I would think that demo that they were going to release would be a good indicator of.
Right, release it and see what the public's how they react, and then go from there. Don't just automatically assume. I think it has to do with money, though. They probably just like most video game companies, they run low on funds, and they're just like, oh, we're just gonna ditch it for now, and not do it. I'm sure that in the future they'll bring it back. I have no doubt, but they're just making excuses at this point.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, Legends was my favorite Mega Man series. Right. And those games were amazing, so I would love to see them come back. But I think Capcom has their cash cow series.
Yeah, they're keeping with the side-scroller fighter games. They keep making those, like Marvel vs. Capcoms. It seems like they keep making new ones.
Don't they do?
Man, how many of them are there? There's a lot.
Don't they do the Resident Evil games?
Yeah, they do Resident Evil. Yeah. They did Onimusha. They do a lot of great games.
Yeah, and I mean they just had the new Resident Evil game, which was creepy as hell.
Oh yeah, it was way different than the other ones.
I wanted to play.
I'll play it, but
I wanted to play it with the PlayStation VR because I saw some footage from the VR.
Oh man,
that would be so freaking scary.
Oh man,
Outlast with the VR.
Oh man, Outlast with the VR would be insane. Well, that was the thing. Outlast was kind of a good spiritual successor to the Resident Evil games because towards the end, before the new one, before 7 came out, they kind of became like action games, and they weren't really scary.
No.
And so Outlast really limited you, and you can't have a gun, and now you're just creeped out throughout the whole thing. And then 7 kind of went back to that of it's a horror game again, and not really an action game.
Not let's just get more bullets.
Right.
I got a gun. I'm okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to get that game and play that. I played up to I think 5. I'm like, oh, it's a lot of fun. I like the Resident Evil games though, for what they are.
Yeah. I thought they were.
But I agree with you. It turned into it's just like with Dead Space. The first Dead Space game was way freakier than 2 or 3.
Right.
And
2, I thought 2 was still a little scary, but it started leaning on the action side of it, and then by the time you got to 3,
it was all action.
It was just straight up action. It was almost like that Lost Planet game.
Right. And some people go I've heard that's another game by Capcom, Lost Planet.
Yeah.
But some people argued, they're like, well, you were so used to the first one. No, I replayed the first one, and it still freaks me out to this day. That's the only game that took me a long time to beat because I was like, this is just getting too freaky.
Yeah, well,
and too eerie.
I was going to say, we'll have to talk about horror games or something, or Dead Space at some point. Because, especially the Dead Space game, that first one did so many things that threw you off I
still haven't beaten it.
For a third-person shooter.
Doom has nothing on this.
Stuff came at me through the vents, and I was like, nope, I'm done. Yeah, I'm done.
Or when you saw one of the creatures, for a glimpse, it was there, and then it's gone. You're like, oh, John.
No, what really got me was when I shot it, a main boss, I guess. And he was still coming at me.
Oh, yeah, he regenerates.
I was shooting off his legs and
to
trying
me,
to run
what creeped
away.
me out, there's a level, we'll just have to talk.
Yeah, we'll have to talk horror games another time.
But back to Mega Man.
Yeah.
Mega Man horror game.
Yeah. Going back to the Metal Man Battle Network, Mega Man Battle Network games and the Star Force games, you could play against other people in those games.
Pokemon.
You could hook them up and fight and battle.
Yeah, but that was just 1 versus 1.
Right, 1-on-1, yeah. It's still multiplayer.
It's still multiplayer.
No, I'm talking about big, massive games.
Like an MMO.
Like in Battlefront 2, where it's a group of 40 players.
Right.
20 on 20.
Maybe I don't want to play against 20 other people.
Well, that's where Smash comes in.
Yeah.
I think that would be nuts.
You could get up, what is it? What was the last? You could get up to 8 people?
Yeah,
that was
8
crazy.
people on Smash.
Crazy.
What do you want? What do you want from them, Jeff?
No, I'm just saying, multiplayer's what kids are looking
No,
for now.
I actually had an idea that I always thought would be cool.
Well, don't
and
say
even
it on
with
here.
even with the amiibos now coming out, I like Mega Man Battle Networks 2 was the best game in that series to me.
Yeah.
I saw good reviews for 6. I'd like to pick that one up and try it and see how that played.
Yeah.
But I thought it would be so cool if if they went back to the Battle Network series, and instead of playing as Mega Man, you had more customization and you could make your own, bot.
Navi.
Your own Navi in there.
that'd be cool.
And then you have like a similar thing like the amiibos where you could scan it into things and stuff like that. And I think that would be awesome. And so you could make your own Navi. And so in Battle Networks, you have Gutsman and Roll and Mega Man. And so you make your own, version and you pick like what weapons he uses and how he would fight.
Right.
And then, you have these big competitions. And then, the way the Battle Network series were on the Game Boy Advance. So you could only really play.
DS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they re-released them on the DS, but.
Yeah.
But that was like early DS, and you could really only play one versus one in those on those systems. Now, if you could put like a Battle Network game on the Switch or
that'd be cool.
On the 3DS, like the 3DS could handle more than just one versus one.
Right.
I think it'd work better on the Switch,
Yeah.
just because it's a game system you could bring it anywhere.
It's a handheld console.
Yeah, you pass someone, you can play.
Right. Yeah.
Man, I don't know. I still would like to see another open world Mega Man game.
Yeah.
But even more so, more like kind of like how they're doing this new Mario game.
Yeah.
Like almost to that extent. I'd like to see a Mega Man game like that.
Oh,
Even
yeah.
it wouldn't have to be called Legends. Just call it a different type of Mega Man, but have
Just
an
call it
open
Mega
world.
Man.
Yeah, and just have it super open world, and you just like
And-
you said, you develop certain traits,
Right.
know, and so you're a certain style Mega Man throughout the game.
Yeah.
Because again, even with Legends, that's a pretty it's a linear game, so it's got the aspects of that open world where you can walk around and travel, but you
Right.
never advanced until you like keep pursuing the story.
Yeah.
So to see an open world, I think everyone's obsessed with. Well, here we're obsessed with open world. We love the open world idea.
Yeah.
And customization.
It all
I
started
like-
with Skyrim.
I like the linear storyline stuff, but
Side quests
I
would be
think it's easier to. I think like you have to have a really good story for a linear game,
Right.
Like this,
Like
I-
Last of Us, or
Well, I
Yeah.
mentioned before. I think we had talked about the new Spider-Man game
Right.
coming out, and how Spider-Man 2 was one of my favorite games, but they kind of kept rehashing that, putting like new skins on it, and then like not really doing much else with it. And so when Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions came out, which was linear and not open world like Spider-Man 2,
Right.
it was like a nice, refreshing idea, and it was a really good game, and it was a lot of fun to play through. And but yeah, I think a Mega Man in a true open world game is awesome, and the way Nintendo's been doing their open world games, like Mario Odyssey has a little bit, it's slightly linear, slightly open world, and then Breath of the Wild is just completely open world, and it's insane. Like they're like both those games were amazing, but that's Nintendo developing those games, so yeah, Capcom just sell Mega Man to Nintendo, they would kick ass at a Mega Man game.
That or make a deal with them. You'll make a killing for
Yeah.
sure. Because I would like to see a poll. I wonder if we can put a poll on our page somehow to see what everyone thinks if they would be for that. What their opinions are as far as a Mega Man. Would you play it or not?
Yeah.
If they had an open world Mega Man, would you play it or not? I
Yeah,
think
that
you
would
would, because it'd be freaking awesome.
Yeah.
I could draw stuff. Post pictures.
That's
like
true.
posters.
I was gonna say Twitter
See what
lets you
happens.
make polls like really easily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Like I could post a picture and see how people react.
Oh man.
See if they freak out or not.
Hey, yeah.
And
Mega
hopefully
Man's-
that'd push them to make the game.
Yeah,
Well,
but again, with Mega Man, it seems like they're confining him to handheld consoles though now.
Yeah,
Like
the
again, 'cause all
I think the Legacy Collection came out on the Wii U also, but
you can buy them for system. Don't get me. You can like even for PlayStation, you can buy Megaman games for the system. But I noticed like a lot of them, I was like, oh, that was on the Game Boy Advance. Or
right,
whatever.
like the last new Mega Man games kind of came out on handhelds, came out on the Game Boy, and came out on the DS, and I mean, even releasing the Legacy Collection on the 3DS was a good idea because the 3DS is one of Nintendo's biggest sellers.
Yeah.
But on the Wii U, I love the Wii U. It was one of my, it was a really good console, but nobody owned a Wii U, so you're not going to sell that game really well. And then so like it just, I think it was kind of a package deal of, okay, this is coming out for the 3DS. It's got to come out for the Wii U also.
Yeah, I've just been slowly collecting Mega Man games for the Game Boy.
Yeah.
Just getting them back. You know what's sad is like I always am hard on people online that have like multiple of one system. But I'm no better because I have a multiple versions of one game.
Yeah.
It's like it's like the pot calling the kettle black. Like,
Right.
bro, you're gonna hate on me for having 20 N64s, all different colors, but you have like 20 Mega Man game that are the same Mega Man game over and over.
Yeah, that's
but on different consoles.
Right, that's a big thing, like rebuying them. You're like, oh, well, I wonder if it controls better on the Game Boy Advance.
Well, sometimes it looks better. Like the Legacy Collection, I feel looks a lot better and cleaner.
Oh yeah,
than the old versions.
Yeah, they did a good job of going through and cleaning it up and
more HD looking.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but what was I gonna say? I was gonna say something, but you made me forget.
It must not be important.
Yeah,
It's not been a good idea. Anyways.
Yeah, it's probably a horrible idea. Horrible.
But I hope they re-release the Battle Network games on like the Switch or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. It would be interesting to see them put them in the eShop, because like that would be a cool game. Like some of those games would be cool to have on the eShop for the 3DS.
I mean, I love the first one.
Yeah,
and the second one.
The second one was amazing, and then
the third one got a little weird.
Yeah, they just started. They kind of went downhill. Like, what was it? Was it the third one you bought, and then it had the weird chip thing, and then after that, like, I kind of lost faith in the series after the third one, but I heard again. I've heard the sixth one was like kind of went back to being really good, so I might have to go check that out.
Well, and they also released Battle Networks on the GameCube. Which I recently just got a GameCube. I got it in yesterday. I got my
That was
GameCube.
the side-scrolling Battle Networks game.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna get it and play it for myself.
Yeah, it was like, Mega Man Battle Networks Chip Warrior or Team Warrior or something. Yeah. Well, they had a Chip Warrior game too, which was like a card collecting game, I think.
Yeah.
Also.
Yeah. But yeah, I got a GameCube, so I'm gonna start collecting some GameCube games. That's the only console we've never owned.
Yeah,
so I'm like, we missed out on a lot.
I want to get a. Oh, I was gonna say I want to get a PS Vita after you talked about how they had that on the PlayStation eShop.
Yeah,
but it's like it's probably not a good idea to pay $150 for a Vita just to get 2 games.
Right. Well,
those are 2 games you'll play over and over again.
Yeah,
you could get Final Fantasy 7. You can get all
7
kinds
was
of
pretty
games.
good.
7 is good. And there are good games on the Vita.
Oh yeah,
there's a lot of good games on the Vita.
I bet there are.
It's just again, I think the hard thing to swallow is that's what she said. Is the memory card issue, buying memory cards
that's
for
insane.
Buku amounts of dollars.
Yeah.
Which,
PlayStation, Sony, why can't you just use an SD card? What is wrong with you?
Which we went into that one game shop not too far from here.
Yeah.
And they're pretty cool guys, and they had some memory cards for a decent price, It didn't break the bank, so I got one there.
Yeah.
An 8 gig. Which I like that game shop. They're pretty cool.
Right. But yeah, it's insane that I don't know, that you have to buy a special memory card that only Sony makes, and Sony doesn't make
the monopoly.
Sony doesn't make enough of them, and they're like not popular enough that the price would go down.
Well, and nobody else, a third party makes them either.
Right.
It's just Sony. Sony makes them.
It's ridiculous.
I think Sony was like, "Oh, this seems like a good idea." Oh, nope, we messed up.
Yeah. I don't know what was so bad about the micro SD. Like that was great.
Right, yeah. Everybody uses an SD card. Cameras use an SD card.
Yeah.
I mean,
All of a sudden they're like, "Oh, let's be different."
Yeah, the 3DS uses an SD card.
That I would have rather seen a solid state. Well, that's what an SD card is, pretty much a solid state drive, but a slightly larger one, that you could slide in and slide into a pocket. But it'd probably make the console significantly bigger if you had to do that.
Yeah,
but that'd be pretty cool.
Floppy disks.
Floppies. I converted my stereo and got a floppy disk in there.
That's so funny.
And we talked about this before.
Yeah.
So, what have you guys been playing?
You go first.
No, you weren't here last week, so you had plenty of time to talk about it.
You should have had a lot of playing done.
So I just recently got Skyrim.
You got Skyrim
for the Switch for like.
Okay. Yeah.
You got Skyrim. How
again?
How many times have you bought Skyrim so far?
That makes it about like 7 or 8 times.
Yeah.
But it's a good game.
Jeez, Bethesda is like raking in your
know.
money.
Yeah. It's worth it though.
Yeah.
Does it have
Is it
I got Skyrim for the Switch also. I've
Yeah.
never bought it before. This will be the first time I actually bought Skyrim. And
You shouldn't even been. You should have never been talking about it then.
right. No, I've played Skyrim. I've played Skyrim plenty of times, but I've just never bought it. So
Now, does it come with all the DLCs?
That's
on
what I was
there?
gonna
Yeah, it
ask.
comes with all the DLCs. I used all my amiibos today.
Okay.
So I got the Link's hero tunic.
Oh, that's cool.
And the Master Sword and the shield. So
Oh,
you're
nice.
running around as Link.
can you
Nice.
put the sword in his left hand?
I think so. I don't know.
I don't think it really matters, does it?
No, well, in Zelda, Link is left-handed.
Oh, please.
No, he's not.
The only
left-handed
game.
of them.
Well, there's
There's a couple of them.
the only main console
yeah,
game.
he's right-handed.
No, the only main console game where
SNES, he's right-handed.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is. He has the shield. Dun, 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 dun. I
Yeah.
see it right now.
The only main
Look it up. Prove it.
the main game where he's right-handed is Skyward Sword because they use the Wii motion control, and so most people are right-handed. So like to swing the sword, you had to use the.
Oh,
motion
I think
control.
you're full of it.
No, look it up.
What
Yeah.
about in Breath of the Wild? Isn't he right-handed in that?
No, he's left-handed.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
I don't think he knows what you're talking about.
he's left-handed, and
I
then
don't mind though because I'm left-handed, so it feels good to be in
Wait, why is it called Legend of Zelda? Why isn't it called Hyrule Legends?
Or why is it not called Link?
Yeah.
Zelda.
What if Zelda was a girl?
Yeah, I saw that. What do you mean? What was that? A dude made a post. I thought it was hilarious. He's like, he made the like, if guys want to identify themselves as a girl, well, what about Zelda? And I was like, Zelda is a girl, bro. The Link's the dude.
yeah.
So you might want to rehash your argument before you need to know what you're talking about before you start arguing this stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, Link is left-handed, and then there's another game where, depending on, it might be the first game. Like when he holds a shield, it's always facing Death Mountain. So depending on which way Link is facing, he'll either have the sword in his right hand or his left hand.
Well, that's just confusing.
But generally, he's left-handed.
I think you're
Death
full
Mountain's
of crap.
over there, so I'm just gonna have a shield over here.
Yeah,
so I
yeah.
can-
Don't want to see it. It's too scary.
Here.
Yeah.
It's called Death Mountain.
No, I was just wondering because last time I played Skyrim was on your Xbox One, and I tried to make a character as close to Link as possible, but you can't put a sword in your left hand in that game.
Yeah, if you're one hand, yeah, that's right. You can't. But why does it matter? Who cares?
I was going for accuracy.
Oh, give
this
me a
was,
break.
And this was before
You just said he was right-handed in one game,
So it's accurate.
it is accurate.
the
one
right-handed
game.
the right-handed Link is the punk ass
Oh,
bitch
give me a
Link.
break. You never played it.
I made a Khajiit Link.
Yeah, a Khajiit link.
Yeah, Khajiit.
What's the lizard called again?
Argonian.
Oh, the
Argonian link.
Argonian link. That would be awesome.
The lusty Argonian link.
Oh man,
That's so funny.
I remember I had a relation with a Argonian. It wasn't pretty.
The lusty Argonian maid.
Scales.
Yeah,
Scales.
I got E.
Scales.
coli
This-
or salmonella. I got
Salmonella.
salmonella poisoning from that one.
He forgot to. He
tail.
forgot to wash his hands after.
Yeah.
After dates.
So you've been playing Skyrim again.
Been playing Skyrim. Like I also got Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Oh yeah,
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
meaning to
20
check
versus
that out.
20
yeah.
is ridiculous. I'm really good in the
Oh, give me a break.
TIE Fighter
I don't
believe
believe
it.
you.
I got
Nobody's good in TIE fighters.
I am. I got a 43 kill streak.
Darth Vader's not even good in TIE fighters.
Yeah, he got knocked out like a punk.
I played a little bit of
Assassin's Creed,
Assassin's
which you weren't
Creed
here to talk
Origins.
about.
Well,
Yeah.
we
You're
talked
never
about
gonna
it.
live that down.
Yeah.
We'll never let you live that down.
You were the only one to play it. We were like leaning hard on you that episode, and
You done fucked up.
yeah. Well, I wasn't really impressed with the game. So
What? Other people have been raving.
yeah,
about it.
everybody's been saying that game's awesome.
I started getting.
I'm
to the
glad you
awesome
weren't
part.
here to
Yeah, they
talk
Okay.
about
bash
it.
about it.
Jeez,
Okay.
bash
Jeez.
First
a
off-
good game.
I'm gonna get it, and I'll.
Everyone will agree with me. The beginning of that game is so confusing. Yeah, the cutscenes are awesome, but when you're like playing and you're having like the visions of your kid, you think it's you at first. It's not.
Now you just ruined
It's
the game of me.
Yeah,
No.
spoilers.
Spoilers. The Vision as your kids. Man.
So
And then you have to pay alimony at the
and
end.
then during the gameplay, I found this is on Xbox One, just the regular Xbox. A lot of the scenes would turn like kind of muddy.
We talked about that.
Yeah, we
already.
did. That
Yeah.
with the updates. Yeah.
Yeah, I was a little disappointed in that because I also played Shadow of War,
Yeah.
which the graphics are amazing.
Yeah.
See,
And-
I heard Shadow of War didn't have really the greatest graphics.
Yeah, no, the graphics were pretty good. It's better than the.
Well, pretty
Assassin's
good is
Creed.
different than amazing.
Okay,
Yeah.
they're amazing compared to Assassin's Creed Origins.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Oh, I just
But-
think you're just better.
Yeah,
Shadow of War also pissed me off.
Why?
Oh,
the Nemesis system.
okay.
Oh, yeah?
I was fighting one boss.
Right.
Okay. I looked around to see if any other bosses were around. No one was around. I start fighting him. What do you know? There are freaking 5 others that come up to me, and they're all long-winded.
Well, you should have looked. You should have checked the area first.
Right.
I did.
And maybe you shouldn't make Nemesis all the time.
Right. You should have just
Nemesi.
like you should have hit the guy and ran real quick, and then you would have known if others came.
Yeah.
No, you can do this vision, and they'll all light up.
Oh.
So there's no one else around.
You know what I'm hearing? I'm hearing that you're a baby.
And you don't know how to play the game.
Yeah.
And that was in the first hour of playing the game, and I didn't know any of the controls still. So
Well, whose fault is that?
Yeah, there. I'm sure there's an
Is that the
orientation.
game?
developer.
Yeah.
Is that the game's fault that you don't know the controls, or is that
Did you
your
read the
fault?
manual? Did you read the manual?
There's no booklet
Oh, give me a
inside the
break.
thing.
You didn't. You didn't read the manual.
There's a booklet inside
Every digital
the
download.
cover.
Yeah.
There's no booklet.
You didn't look. You didn't. I can tell in your eyes. You
Yeah.
didn't look. You're like
You're
you're,
looking-
like every.
you're-
Okay,
You're like
go-
every dude out there.
You're looking nervous, like
Yeah.
you don't
I ain't
know if there
reading
was
nothing.
a booklet.
Yeah, you don't like. What is this Aztec stuff? I don't need that. I'm a
Yeah.
man. I can build this without instructions.
What-
It didn't even have
It
pictures.
didn't even have pictures. This is worthless.
yeah. What have you been playing?
So I've been playing Call of Duty World War II
Yeah.
for the PS4, and it is ridiculously awesome.
The graphics on that one's pretty good.
Yeah, I've only done up to level 3 right now, but it's going back to the days. So if you're used to like Modern Warfare or anything like that, usually when you got shot and your life goes down, you just hide and then it regenerates and you're fine. No, this one it doesn't do that. You have to get health packs.
Yeah.
and you have to give yourself health packs. So like,
It's
But
like going back to the old school games where
Right.
you had to find health packs.
right, and the graphics are amazing. They use A-list celebrities for actors in there, and they make them pretty darn close to looking just like them.
Yeah.
And but it's as far as like the story and gameplay, it's a typical World War II game. Like it's a rehash. They've already done like D-Day. Mm-hmm. They've done D-Day. I felt like a lot in other World War II games, Call of Duty. They've done it multiple times.
Yeah.
Or have you at least seen it? And they did it again in this one. But just with the advancement of graphics and the gameplay and the different styles of healing, it's you're more when you hit the beaches of Normandy, you're like, holy shit, and you're running and you really have to duck because you're gonna die. You can't regenerate. Because I remember, so when I was playing it, I ducked and I'm sitting there, I'm like, why am I not regenerating? What the F? Are you serious? And so you had to use a health pack. But the cool feature they had, which I kind of like it, but I kind of don't. It's kind of like helps you win the level is as you play along, you have certain computer AI comrades that have abilities, and some can give you health packs, some could give you ammunition, some can give you different things.
Yeah.
And I think it's their way of making it easier. Right now I'm playing it on normal.
They had that in the Call of Duty games before where you could
ask for assistance.
Well, I forget what it was, but you could run through and you could exchange guns with other characters.
Yeah, you can exchange
and you
guns.
could take like equipment from other guys.
Right, you can exchange. I don't know if you can't exchange guns in this one, but you can walk up to your guys and you'll see a little meter on their head, and it shows the symbol of what it is, and you just walk up to him and say, hey, and he'll throw you a health pack.
Yeah.
But the one cool thing, I mean, it could be frustrating for others, but I thought it gave it more realism. So if you're in the middle of reloading your gun and then all of a sudden you're like, oh crap, I need a health. Well, you do your health pack. You pull out your health pack and you start doing it. Well, you have to still reload your gun. You didn't reload it. So you're like, man, it's like you reload. And it's cool. And the game's really awesome. Throwing back grenades, I've never been really good at, but I feel like it's even harder now.
Yeah.
But it's even easier to get killed by a grenade. Like you sometimes you can get away with being just far enough to not get affected. No, like if you're too close, it'll still get you.
Yeah.
And you're like, what?
What's that shrapnel?
Yeah, well, yeah, they added a lot of realism, but I'm playing it on normal now. I'm sure if I played it on veteran, the power-ups will be a little different, and of course it'll be a lot more difficult. Yeah. But so far, it's amazing. It's really cool, and they have, if anybody likes it, the Nazi zombies. They brought that. They have that again, and they even have a campaign for that. I haven't played the campaign.
Oh, they have a whole campaign behind it now?
Yeah, they have a campaign. I haven't played it yet, but I played just a regular wave survival, and
I liked the survival Nazi zombies, but to me, after a little while, it got old.
Oh, it does
because it's like, okay, how many waves am I gonna get through, and then just start over and go through waves of zombies.
Right, and what's the real goal at the end? You know. Is there an achievement or anything like worth it? But it's still cool. They had different. The zombies look a lot more freaky in this one.
Yeah.
It was a lot of. It's pretty fun.
Nice.
But and you can pick your own. Well, I don't know if you could pick your own characters in the other ones, but this one you could pick different characters to be.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was fun, and I have Need for Speed, the new Need for Speed game. I haven't played it yet though. So I'll have to let y'all know next week on how that is, because I'm pretty excited. I've always loved Need for Speed. I'd like to dedicate an episode to Need for Speed, because I love racing games, especially ones with cops are involved.
I loved the Need for Speed Underground games.
Oh yeah, the full customization, or I loved Hot Pursuit, and I remember playing with friends, like it's like tag with the car, and so you're just trying to outrun them. Oh man, it's awesome! It's amazing.
Yeah.
But that's the game I've been playing, and I just got this Game Gear.
The Game Gear.
Yeah, it's awesome. And
I
just noticed it's got the brightness on the side. No wonder.
That thing.
I didn't realize that.
The thing eats batteries.
Oh, there's the brightness. Oh, that's good to know.
That way
I was like, man, this is so dark. I go on Goodwill. Goodwill has a shopping, like an auction website, and you can get old consoles for like super cheap, and just guarantee that shipping's gonna be like $10.
Well, it's based off of you said auction, so
Yeah.
people.
So-
I tried to bid on it a couple times, and I had people kept like they would
Pirating.
keep outbidding me.
Yeah.
And
See, what I do, I just go in there and I just put my minimum bid. Like, what am I willing to spend on this thing, and is it working?
yeah,
So I've gotten a PlayStation 2 off there, and it was like, oh, it's broken, but it wasn't broke. They said it turned on, but it was broken. So that told me the disc drive doesn't work. So I just had to order a new disc drive. So rather than going to these other game stores, they're selling them for $50. For $25, I got me a PlayStation 2.
yeah.
Just replace the laser, So
Nice.
it cost me $15 plus the laser, another $10.
You want to
So
fix
yeah.
my Xbox?
I can just send it over.
I don't know what's wrong with it.
Well, I'll figure it out.
Yeah, but the Game Gear is.
Oh, it's
man,
awesome.
Those things eat batteries.
It's
up.
awesome. I want to buy the external battery pack for it too and stuff like
Yeah.
that, just to get this little things with it. But I remember I had a friend as a child when I was a kid. He had it, and I would play it more than he would.
That's so funny.
It is
Yeah.
awesome. And I remember as a kid, he was such a liar because he told me, I was like, you don't have Sonic for this? And he goes, no, because if you get Sonic, you're not allowed to buy any other games. I was like, what? That doesn't make any sense. But as a kid, I was naive. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, that's weird. But yeah, so I wouldn't buy it either. That's weird. Then as I get older, I was like, that kid was an asshole. He's just a liar.
He was a liar.
And that's why I'm not friends with him anymore.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
if he's watching this, you know who you are.
You know what you did.
Yeah, but I also just got yesterday. I got a GameCube, so I'm pretty excited. I have a
Yeah.
GameCube controller because I bought one for my Wii,
Yeah.
but I don't have any games, so I'm gonna start buying games for it. And
Nice.
Get Wind Waker.
I know I was gonna get a lot of different ones,
No
but
way. Get a Wii U and get the HD remaster of Wind Waker.
yeah, I still need to go get my old boob tube TV from my mother-in-law's house. She has that.
Yeah.
Because a lot
Some
of
of
those
those-
consoles were made for those TVs.
Right.
They weren't made for HD flat TVs. Like, you can
Right.
play it on there, but it looks
It looks
nasty.
terrible.
It looks horrible.
Yeah.
Or it doesn't work like Duck Hunt.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Well, Duck Hunt is the most amazing game, technology-wise. Like, they knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
That game is awesome. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I got.
Nice. I've been playing Super Mario Odyssey still. I'm just like
Something
sucked
new
into
Gosh,
that game.
jeez.
That game is awesome.
I just beat the story.
We're gonna do 52 episodes this year, and it's just gonna be him playing
Super Mario Odyssey. No, I'm gonna pick up Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild
Oh,
again
that
soon.
okay.
And then I have Skyrim, but it didn't get delivered to the house. It got delivered
To our parents.
to our parents' house because I put the wrong address in for delivery. And so I'll play Skyrim and actually play all the way through because I've only really I've played Skyrim a lot, but I still only feel like I've dabbled in Skyrim.
There's so much to do.
There's
It's
a
not
ton
it's
to do.
Crazy.
So I'll be playing that a
I
little
put
bit.
over 800 hours and still haven't
Jeez.
found everything.
I don't
Well,
think
yeah, you probably have because you've bought it 7 times.
8 times, yeah.
I bought it
100
only-
hours each time.
I've bought it only the one time for the 360, and I still have it. I think, yeah, I have. We talked about this. I had 400 hours on
Yeah.
it, and I
I've-
still have yet to give back the key to unlock everything. I'm
That's
like, no, I'm
insane.
gonna keep this. This is mine. I earned it.
That's so funny, but
I played it so much on the 360, my disc cracked.
that sounds like a lie.
That is a lie.
It's-
No, I'm just kidding.
Today
it's
we're-
probably possible.
Today we're playing One Truth and Two Lies.
Yeah. Which one's the truth? Which one's the lie?
You both lied, so everything I've said was the truth.
We'll see.
Mr.
But-
One Game.
Yeah, Mr. One Game. He don't even buy consoles and stuff.
I don't
He just
have
waits
to.
for other
I've,
people
I've
to
got
get
a
it.
roommate that buys all the new
Yeah.
stuff for me.
Man,
5 years later, what games have you played? Well, Mario Odyssey.
see,
Oh.
man,
That game is so huge though. I beat the actual story for it doesn't take very long,
Yeah.
but after
It's
you
really
beat it,
good, though.
it is fun. A little sexist.
Why?
Because you have the whole thing is predicated on Bowser has kidnapped Peach to marry her,
Yeah.
and then Mario has to save Peach.
Spoilers.
And so
that's with every game.
So
every Mario.
so even as you're going through, Peach has Peach is just that like damsel in distress the whole time.
Yeah.
And so like
What's wrong with that?
she's just constantly going, Mario, save me. And then spoilers for the ending, like Mario does finally save her, and it was funny. They did a pretty cool thing where he's kind of brushing himself off and like he's like fixing himself up and he's like giving Peach the eyes, and then Peach just like walks away, gets on the Odyssey, which is Mario's ship in the game, and then just starts flying off. And so like she's just like, nope, just because you saved me doesn't just because you saved me doesn't mean that I gotta put out.
So is that's what you mean by sexist, or what do you mean by sexist then?
Well, I mean, just the storyline is a little like
A damsel in
the
distress.
damsel in distress.
Mario
What's
be
wrong
the
with
damsel
that?
in distress?
What's wrong with
Yeah,
having a
Why can't
and
Peach go and save him?
Luigi's Mansion, Mario I think is missing, and doesn't Luigi have to save him or something? I don't know.
Yeah.
I never got to play Luigi's Mansion, but like, wouldn't it be crazy if like you had the Mario game where Mario is the one that's like kidnapped by Bowser and Peach has to save him?
That would be a
Or
lame
Luigi.
game. That'd be a horrible game.
Or Toad.
I think
Or
it'd be
Wario.
fun.
Yeah,
I want DLC for Super Mario Odyssey. Though,
People need to get over
where
it.
you can play as Peach, Toad, Luigi.
No, I want a DLC for Mario Odyssey where it unlocks the entire castle, like in Mario N64.
Oh yeah, that would be crazy.
You go in there
because you
and
get
do
Peach's. You unlock Peach's castle at the end,
Okay.
and so you can get Mario 64's outfit,
Oh, okay.
and then there's like a little area that is, like a remake of Mario 64, and then you have to complete a mission in there. But yeah, so I've been playing that. I'm still like chugging along on it.
Sexist. It's a Mario game. Get over it. She's always needed help. I think it's BS that she wouldn't put out or go on a date or kiss or something, like at least something. People are too caught up on this kind of stuff.
No, but at the end, like Peach is traveling the world, and you
Living life.
You live in life, and so you run into her, and yeah, it's awesome though. It's a really fun game.
Mario's supposed to be that story of like an everyday Joe Schmo working as a plumber, and you had this really hot princess that needed help. No one else would do it. No knights or nothing. And so you're like, you know what? I'll do it. And
There are no knights in Mario.
You don't know that. And so you
Have
go in
you
there.
seen one?
No, because they're too scared. And so you go and you save Peach, and then she blows you off. No, it's supposed to be she's like, oh, I like the Joe Schmo.
She shouldn't feel obligated
You know?
to put out just because.
You know, it was a good movie.
What's
The
it-
Mario movie.
Yeah, the
movie
Mario
was so
movie was
terrible.
awesome. The Koopa Troopas and stuff.
So terrible. That movie's awful. Watch it, but
It's great.
It's terrible.
It's awesome. Oh man, it's a great movie.
Well, you guys can find me on Twitter at Charles_N_Beck.
You can find me on Instagram up243. I put up different pictures of mods and different things I put on there, games that I find.
If he gets kidnapped,
Yeah,
and
know
you
where
save
I am.
him, he'll put out.
Yeah.
It's true.
That's true.
You can find me right here.
All right,
At this table.
Yep.
You can send comments, questions, inquiries, whatever at earthgiants@gmail.com or in the comments below. And this has been Up, Down, Left, Right, your video game podcast.
Bonk. Oh, here she comes.
Plow through everyone.
Oh, and the dogs.
And then the dogs.
So I'm
and
gonna
then-
cut everything out that you just said.
Yeah.
But we're talking Mega Man.
Man.
For me,
Dogs are so annoying. My neighbor had a dog. Oh man,
Click, click.
it would bark all the time.
no,
Just when you thought you had hope.
it's so funny. But going back to
Shut up.
You can say it. I'll bleep it out.
that's so funny. But going back to
Okay, I won't do it anymore.
Pull it out.
it's okay. So,
Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
but going back to Mega.
All right, go. I won't do it the for real this time. I won't do it.
Good.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I can trust either of you.